As a psychologist, a lot of people show up to therapy with the intent of finding happiness. But in reality, when somebody seeks happiness as a goal, the likelihood of achieving happiness actually goes down. So today we're going to unpack the paradox of happiness and why chasing happiness actually makes you more miserable. And then we'll talk about the 4 pillars you should focus on to achieve a more balanced life. Let's unpack this. Hello friends, I'm Dr. Ru. I'm a psychologist with over 15 years of experience, and I'm here to unpack the human mind. My channel shows you easy ways to handle tough times and grow stronger. Everybody wants to be happy, right? That's what we're often told. Chase happiness because it's the key for a good life. Everything we're told to chase, like money, fame, or looks, is supposed to make us happy. But interestingly, science is starting to show that trying too hard to be happy can actually mess things up. Let's break this down with simple examples. Think about a time you really wanted a perfect day at the beach. You imagined the sun shining, the perfect amount of breeze, and just relaxing without care. But the more you tried to make everything perfect, the more things seemed to go wrong. Maybe it rained, or maybe it was too crowded, or maybe you just couldn't relax because you were so focused on the idea of the perfect happiness. This is similar to what research Zeward and Ford found about happiness. They discovered something pretty surprising. The more people focus on wanting to be happy, the less happy they ended up feeling. Go figure. So for example, when people learn about how great happiness is, they might watch a feel-good movie and end up feeling less happy than expected. Or after hearing about the joys of happiness, they might feel lonelier after seeing a movie about friendship. People who put a high value on being happy often feel less satisfied with their lives and even show more signs of depression. So it turns out that aiming too hard for happiness can actually backfire. It's similar to how too much pressure to have on a perfect day can ruin a fun day at the beach. Researchers Zeward and Ford have a fancy way of explaining this. They talk about a cybernetic model, which is just like a smart way of saying that our feeling and how we react to them are part of a loop that keeps us going around and around. Here's a simple breakdown. You set a happiness target, like wanting to be super joyful, and you check if you're as happy as you want to be. If you're not, you might do something to try and feel better, like watching a funny TV show. Then you see how you feel after trying to cheer up. And if you're not hitting your happiness target, you might feel even worse. So this whole process can make you feel more or less happy depending on how it goes. Picture this model like a diagram showing how chasing happiness can sometimes make us miss out on enjoying the little things. Here's where it gets tricky. If you're always looking for a blockbuster happiness, the irony about blockbuster, even a nice quiet afternoon can seem disappointing. It's like if you're expecting every meal to be a feast, a simple but tasty sandwich might not seem good enough. Another point they make is that we're not always the best at knowing what will make us happy. For instance, we might think buying something fancy for ourselves might do the trick, but actually giving something to someone else could actually make us feel better. Research says we are not always great judges of what will cheer us up. So chasing happiness too hard, it is like trying to grab a soap bubble. The harder you grab, the more likely it is to pop. Sometimes enjoying the little things without too much pressure might be the way to go. So what's the fix? The experts suggest giving mindfulness a shot. And I know I brought mindfulness before. I think it's a big thing. Mindfulness is really all about living in the moment and not judging what you feel. And this approach can help you handle the disappointment of not hitting your happiness mark much better. Another tip is to get smart about how you handle your emotion. There is a bunch of research out there on what can genuinely make people happier, and I'll share some with you. But it's also about experimenting to see what works for you. Maybe after a tough day, taking a nap does wonders for your mood. Or you might find that naps actually makes you grumpier. Noting down what lifts you up and what doesn't can guide you to better moods without obsessing over the happiness goal. Now here's another thought. Take a hard look at the messages you are getting from around you. Is social media convincing you that a perfect body or a quick riches is the key for happiness? We're flooded with these ideas, and they can push us towards goals that aren't realistic. They're not very helpful. So instead, think about the bigger picture of your life and where real joys come from for you. Instead of continually focusing on the pursuit for happiness, Arthur Burks suggests that we should focus on 4 pillars that will increase our happiness and well-being. I love his book, Build the Life You Want, and I'll definitely make sure that there is a link below. In his book, he talks about the 4 pillars of friendship, family, faith, and work, and we're gonna break it down today. So stick around. But before we go into that, I invite you to subscribe so that you will not miss out on any additional videos with valuable information. I really value your time, and I thank you for allowing me to be part of your journey. So let's break those 4 pillars down. The first one is friendship. This is the connection we have with other people outside of our family. Good friends are like your personal cheer squad. They can celebrate your wins, help you through tough times, and sometimes just hang out to do nothing with you. Think about the last time you hung out with your best friend. Whether you were just chatting over coffee or laughing over silly jokes, being with friends makes us feel good. That's because friends give us support and joy, and they're a big part of what makes life fun. The second pillar is family. Family is your home team. These are the people who might know you better than anyone else. They're there for the big holidays and for the everyday dinners. And a family doesn't have to be the people you're related to. It can be anyone you deeply care about and who supports you unconditionally. Remember, family isn't always about the people we are related to by blood. It's about the people who have our backs, who are there for us through thick and thin. Like when your sibling or cousins help you move into a new apartment, or when you get all together for a family barbecue. Those moments create a sense of belonging and love, and that's the key for feeling happy. The third pillar is faith. Faith can mean religious beliefs for some, but it's broader than that. It's about having trust or confidence in something that is beyond the everyday. It could be a higher power, the goodness of people, or the flow of the universe. It's what gives you peace when things don't go as planned. It could be a personal philosophy or a spiritual practice, or just a deep sense of awe when you look at the stars. I know that I have the habit of watching sunrises and sunsets, and I am just continually inspired by it. It's like when you're having a tough day and you take a moment to breathe deeply or read an inspiring quote to remind you that there is more to life than that tough patch you're going through right now. So maybe you find comfort in nature, feeling connection to something greater as you walk. Whatever it is, faith is a major part of those pillars. The fourth pillar is work. And I'm not talking about your 9-to-5 job. Work is any productive activity that gives you a sense of purpose. It could be volunteering or pursuing a hobby, or raising kids. It's the satisfaction you get from knowing you've done something well. Like when you bake a cake from scratch and it turns out delicious. It's not just about eating the cake, but it's also the joy of having made something wonderful. So these 4 pillars, friendship, family, faith, work, are the legs of a chair. If one is too short or missing, your life might feel wobbly. But if they're all there and balanced, you'll have a stable and happy seat from which to enjoy the view of your life. Arthur Brooks suggests that just like a balanced diet, it's best for your physical health, a balanced diet of these 4 pillars, friendship, family, faith, and work, is best for your happiness. If you focus too much on one, like working all the time without seeing friends or family, it's like only eating carrots. Sure, carrots are great for you and they're healthy, but you'll miss out on the benefits of other foods. So you need to mix it up to be truly happy and healthy. So remember, Chasing after happiness might not be the way to go. Instead, think about those 4 important things in your life: your pals, your family, what you believe in, and your work. Therapy can be a really great place to look into these areas and see how you can make them stronger. The next time you come to therapy, instead of saying, I want to be happy, why not say, I want to work on making my friendship stronger, my family bonds tighter. Find what I believe in. Find the work that feels important to me. Focusing on these bits of your life can actually lead to real happiness without even trying for it. So give it a shot. Let me know in the comments below if this information was helpful for you. Thank you for your attention and for allowing me to be part of your journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I wish you love and light.